And we welcome you back to the Real Estate Radio Show featuring Chris Lofthus of the Chris Lofthus Group at Keller Williams Realty. Want to remind you again how you can reach out to Chris, especially as you get around to the Parade of Homes, which is into day 2 today. You have through almost the end of the month, May 20th. But if you see a home out there that you say, you know what, I don't have a realtor, but I'd like to call Chris, or maybe I want to sell my home, 350-6228, 350-6228. Chris, I keep thinking we should do a tester case study.
A testimonial?
A testimonial works fine, where I say, hey, I should have you go through the process of our home.
Yeah.
And the good news for me, well, I should say for my kids, I promised my kids we're not moving until they're graduating.
Sure.
But I've asked you this before. I think I live in one of the healthiest neighborhoods in the state of Idaho, for that matter.
Right.
In Paramount, but at the same time, I'm like anybody else. Well, is it worth what I paid for it? No, it's not. But at the same time, it's going up. And rather than me just say, well, yeah, he does this, and because I know you personally,
sure,
kind of see what the system's like, and then maybe we get back in a couple of weeks, and I say, hey, he did this, this, and this, and my $300,000 homes were $700,000. I don't know how he did it.
Right? Yeah. Well, let's not go that far here.
Darn.
Yeah.
Well, I had
to
to throw that into.
Well,
but we'll do something like that.
Well, and we discussed this. The one big thing we have to offer, and this is kind of what I push off on our vendors too that we use and we prefer, is that when you work with us, for example, if you list your house with the Chris Lofthus Group, we have every hole plugged, so to say, in the dam, so nothing falls through the cracks. I mean, from the second we take the listing to the signage to the professional photography to a net, and then we tweak. Some people say, "Hey, Chris, call me when we get an offer," and then I have other people that say, "Can you email me once a week? Don't email me, text me. Can you call me on Fridays?" Right. And so that's kind of what we have and what we have in position, so nothing falls apart, with feedback from showings and all that type of stuff. On the buy side of things, the same goes to that, is the fact that we're not going to put you in a car and not know what you can afford. So our point is we want to know, hey, why do I want to be showing you $400,000 house when you really are only qualified to buy up to $270,000? And that's kind of what we do with, we would bring, like when Kurt Holton from Prospect, we came in here and talked about certain things we do. That's our kind of what we do at the Chris Lofthus Group, is we have everything under control, and it's a really smooth transition.
You do a good job in this show, because when you say Kurt Holton, I'm thinking 2, 2, and 2. I need my tax returns from 2 years, so you're doing a good job with this show. I don't care what Mark Johnson says. All right, let's continue on with our visit with Aaron with Concierge Legacy, Aaron Seehawer. And Aaron, I've kind of built this up, and I got a couple of emails already. Okay, I'm ready to roll on this in terms of the 9 investment pitfalls. In terms of and you're not giving any tips here. You're just saying these are things to be aware of.
Absolutely, and I think we'll actually, just so everybody out there knows, we will be sending this out in a white paper that they can get next week following the show today. So I'll just list off the 9, and then we can discuss whatever is a hot topic. But number 1 is expecting a smooth ride. Volatility is through the roof nowadays compared to even in the 80s with, the biggest bull market we had. So I think that's managing that expectation, timing the market. I don't care if it's real estate, if it's, the stock market or whatever it may be, you can't time markets. So you need to, find a way to manage your expectations and stay in it for the long term. Too much risk. There are a lot of people that sit there and say, yeah, I want 14% rates of return. Okay, that's great. Do you understand that a peak to valley on that approach is you could lose 28%? And they're always like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, then you're not that risky of a guy or individual for that matter. The other problem is too little risk. Everybody gets capital risk. Oh, I don't want to lose my money, but I'm going to shove it in the bank. Well, now you're losing it through inflationary risk, potential currency risk. There's a lot of other unknown risks that people don't get. So we manage that expectation as well. Making emotional decisions. That's probably our number 1 job. We are emotional babysitters. We protect clients from the number 1 emotion, fear. Fear that they run with and turn into an action, and they make a huge financial disastrous decision. We don't shy from that. We know that's our first job for our clients, protect them from themselves. The other one is failing to diversify. And Chris and I jab about this all the time because I've dealt with real estate forever. When markets are booming, they hate us. When markets are crashing, they still love real estate. So I always laugh about it. It's good stuff. So diversification is key. Managing risk, again, that's a big, broad deal. The next one I feel is a really big issue that people need to be aware of going forward, especially, is managing the tax efficiencies of your portfolio. No matter if it's even real estate or option holding, whatever it may be. We all know taxes are going up. Bush tax cuts are sunsetting. So taxation on your return is going to matter. So that's something you definitely need to, manage. And lastly, and I think really most importantly, I don't care if it's just what we talked about today, buying real estate, if you're investing with us, is seeking out good, solid advice. You need advice. You're not hiring our firm for the stock of the month or the flavor of the month. You're buying us for a much greater value add at the end of the day. And if that's what you're looking for, we're your firm. If you're just looking for that, onesie, twosie, we're definitely not your firm. And we'd love to help you and make the right decisions.
Aaron Seehawer of Concierge Legacy, the 9 investment pitfalls. Aaron, let me ask you, what do you love most about this business that you're in? And I know there's a lot of them. Probably the biggest one's the people you get to work with. But if I said, hey, why do you do this? Because most of us do. We still got to pay the bills, but we do it because we love it. What do you love about your business?
Well, you stated the obvious. Working with people is a great thing. But I think the big moment for me was actually about 10 years in the business, and I had a client that we had done some business planning for, and he passed away. And it was the opportunity to walk in the room with some proceeds from some planning we did, life insurance, and we were able to keep the business, and we took care of the widow and her grandkids. It was just a feeling of, this is what it's all about. This is where all your words and all the things you've promised, you deliver. Because in our business, we're not selling cars. It's not touch it, feel it, drive it, neat. It's really kind of boring stuff. So for us, we have to really confirm our word and follow through.
It's the 9 pitfalls, no smooth ride, timing, too much risk, too little risk, emotional decisions, failing to diversify, managing risk, your tax efficiency, getting good advice, or as I said, a mentor. If you didn't get that, and as Aaron pointed out, the white paper's coming out. I think the best way is just to sign up for your newsletter. It's Concierge Legacy Advisors. How do we get your newsletters, and how do we get that particular white paper?
You can obviously call the office. We have a couple different numbers there. The number that I always know is the 208-344-9704. You can go to the website and get it there. You can also email me personally or my partner Van. It's real easy. Aaron at conciergelegacy.com or my partner Van at conciergelegacy.com.
Yeah, and I just want to throw in there, it's AARON, Aaron at conciergelegacy.com, and obviously you can go on their website. I've been getting well, since you guys started putting it out, I've been getting the newsletter, and I really enjoy it. And Chris, I don't know if you get it, but you need to subscribe to it as well. It would help you be more positive.
Yeah, well, I do. I'm the most
guy
positive guy.
In the world,
exactly.
for crying out loud.
That's my whole job, is being positive.
Right.
People think I'm too positive.
No.
Too optimistic, right? Can you ever be too optimistic?
Like having too much fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we discussed this over and over again. I feel like I repeat myself so much, but Aaron, and I know that you know Van very well, and this report that they put out, it's a really cool thing. I mean, week to week, it's kind of different, and it's really tough. I know people get a lot of these newsletters, but a lot of them are full of, like you said, AP news, right? For example, if you're talking about Ada County real estate or Canyon County real estate, and you're looking at something where there's a report out of Pennsylvania, it just doesn't make any sense in our world. And what they try to do with this newsletter that they put out is they're just trying to give, they're trying to keep a positive outlook on things in general, but they're giving you good, solid information on the market. And so you can make educated decisions and you can contact them. It's not just, something they bought online that just minutia.
Right.
It's actually something that's got some good substance to it. And you'll actually make you start thinking about what's going on in the market.
All right. Well, Aaron, as always, I always enjoy working with you. Great to have you on the show. And why don't you tell people real quick how they can contact you one more time?
Yeah, you can reach us at the website, conciergelegacy.com. The office number, 208-344-9704. And I know we have a new number, but that you have, Dave.
Right, 275-8875, 275-8875. Or just shoot you an email.
Yeah, just shoot me an email, aaron@conciergelegacy.com.
All right, my friend. Appreciate you coming on. When we come back, I see we're going to talk a little bit about my favorite sport, the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, yes.
We're going to talk about LeBois getting ready. They love Kentucky Derby Day. I want to check in on your waterfront district because that's kind of your pet project that's just taken off like nobody's business.
Yep.
And a little bit more on the Parade of Homes and Bristol Place, a sub just off the Eagle Road, and more as we continue on. It is the Real Estate Radio Show featuring Chris Lofthus of the Chris Lofthus Group at Keller Williams Realty. Back with more right after this.